Now you just got done taking all those turns and you were about ready to see something.
Want me to start?
Yeah, go ahead. You're about ready to see
All right,
something out the window.
Okay, the last that I told you was that I passed at the flight test of making my turns. And then he said, Newberry, don't fly the airplane, keep an eye on him. I'm going to leave you. Going to go back with the boys. Flying along. And I'm moving out away from the Long Island coast, more to the Long Island. We were not actually in the ocean, but the ocean is split by the island and the mainland. So when I started to move away from the mainland, but still on course to know when I see the Jersey coast coming up ahead, quite a ways, but you can see it. I'm flying along, holding the course, and Newberry made a mention. He says, you're too far off the coastline. If I kept moving more to my left, I would be over top of Long Island. So when he said, says you're too far off course, and I said to Newberry, I said, it's not my worry. I said, this airplane's good, we'll make it all the way. And he mentioned, he said I was about 5 miles off course, away from mainland. Airplane was flying beautiful. And I thought everything was nice. Now we'll come to the coast and I head south. Down, if I went down the coast, I would be past Atlantic City, all the shorelines. But I had to go in New Jersey some and make a left turn and pick a course that would take me directly to Philly. So I didn't know much about that, but Newberry would have probably said to me a new course number, and I wasn't concerned about that to ask yet. What number do I take when I make the 90-degree turn? And I'm just sitting there flying real nice now, right on course, right on altitude. I happen to turn my head to the left a little, and I look down at the water. And all of a sudden, boom, a red light came up, which told me that it wasn't a light, it was a flare. And the first thing that hit my mind was, it sounds like somebody on the ocean is in trouble. I couldn't make any movements from the seat to the window to look down. I couldn't want to do that. That would mess up my flying. So I thought the best thing to do was I turned on Newberry. And I said, Newberry, did you see what I saw? And I kind of figured he couldn't, but I asked the question. He said, no, I didn't see anything. What'd you see? I said, somebody's in deep trouble on the ocean. He said, how do you know that? I said, that's what I'm trying to tell you. A red flare came off the water, and I happened to see it. when he heard that I saw a red flare, he knew I wasn't bullshitting. And right away he said, give me the controls. Give me the controls and go back and get Major Houston. Got out of the seat, which I hated to do. I'm flying nice. I was going to fly all the way to Philly. That's just shit. I gotta know I'm going to give up this seat. Houston saw me come to him and he hollered, what the hell are you doing out of that seat? He didn't know. Nobody saw what I saw. I said, the reason I'm here, Major, is to tell you there's an emergency below on the water. How do you know that? I says, well, evidently I'm the only one that saw the flare come up on it. And just as I went by, when he heard the word flare, got up and ran to the front, got in the seat, and I followed him. First thing he did, we grabbed the controls, made a 180, and he put the nose down until he got a view going back north again. I don't know if it was north or east. I think it was going east. When he got close enough, directly on the nose, the commander of that boat fired his last flare. That's what he mentioned. When he saw the plane shooting down toward him, he knew that whoever was in that plane saw the flare. So once Newberry, Houston got to see the second flare, he knew I wasn't bullshitting. Got on a phone, and he called Floyd Bennett. He said, Floyd Bennett, this is Air Guard number so-and-so. We're heading south, westbound toward the New Jersey coastline. We're in between Long Island and the mainland. He said, can you pick me up? And I'm going to stay with the boat until you send out rescue. So all Houston could do now was make wide sweeping turns around the boat. And I think we went around wide about 2 times. And while I was looking out the windows and he was looking, everybody was looking, we saw 3 helicopters. So once they saw us circling, and we were over the boat, and then they knew exactly what we were doing. I heard the guy say, he said, okay, Air Guard, you can head home. He says, we have them in sight.
Did you get a chance to meet the people you saved?
Huh?
Did you get a chance to meet the people that you saved? No?
No. I gave up the seat. And Houston flew the airplane back all the way home. And I said to him, shit. I said, an emergency caused me not to get my lesson completed.
Ask about the letter.
I was more angry that I didn't have the airplane anymore. He didn't want to give me the seat anymore. So we went home.
Did you get any kind of letter?
Yeah, well, I'm trying to get to that.
I got about 2 minutes.
So we got home, and I said, we don't know actually what's going on down there. He says, I wonder if they know who we were.
Mm-hmm.
And then he said, He said, I told those guys to tell them that we were Air Guard number so-and-so at the Philadelphia, Pennsylvania Air National Guard at Philadelphia International Airport. And I imagine he even gave his name, Colonel Major Bill Houston. So little did I know, about 2 weeks went by, he came over to me with the letter in his hand. And he said, Sarge, he says, I cannot tell anybody that you were in command of that airplane and that you were the only one who saw the flare. He says, so I look at it this way, you were the one that alerted me and Boy Bennett to rescue those people. And so here is the letter from that commander of that boat. Well, how big it was, I don't know. How many people was, I don't know. And he wrote a beautiful letter stating that I want to tell the commander of that Air Guard plane how much we all appreciated that he saw us and rescued us. Otherwise, we don't know how long we would have been out of the ocean totally dead. We had no radio, no engine, no nothing. We were helpless until some boat would see us. But it wasn't a boat, it was you.
That's a great story, Grandpop.
Okay, so Houston said, I want to hold the letter, but I want you to know that I am getting the credit, but I'm telling you, knowing you, that this whole incident, it goes to credit to you. And I said, gee, Major, thanks a lot, I appreciate that.